Traveling soon, we're tracking delays at major hubs across the country due to staffing issues as air traffic controllers are calling out of work as many are working without pay as the government remains closed. Looking to today, the FAA is warning that there could be potential delays at Reagan National Airport today, Philadelphia, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, San Francisco, LaGuardia, Newark, and Boston Logan. Now, this all comes on the heels of Tuesday, where the FAA reported staffing issues at airports in Nashville, Boston, Dallas, Chicago, and Philadelphia, along with air traffic control centers right here in Atlanta, Houston, and Dallas-Fort Worth. The Transportation Secretary is warning that this could be an issue that continues if the government remains closed, as he is anticipating more air traffic controllers calling out because they're working without pay.
If we have additional sick calls, we will reduce the flow consistent with a rate that's safe for the American people.
Right now, there is a delay all over American airports. They're totally delay all over America. Today, you can't travel from America to anywhere. You can't go to Australia, you can't go to Africa, you can't visit Kenya, you can't go to India or China because of delay at the airport. And it's because after Trump shutting down the government, there was a flood of people in the airport because they are traveling and airports were not working anymore. So, but that's not the funny part for me, okay? Because the funny part, that's this video that you have just watched. Trump can say that those guys doesn't have anything that is so important to them, that it matters a lot. Tell me, can I book a flight and go somewhere without going there for a reason or something much better? Can I go and book for flight and pay for a ticket to travel somewhere else without an agenda? How does Trump see people out here? How does Trump take people? I've watched the clips, the people who are maybe in the airport and who are maybe waiting to travel to some places in the way they are booked to go and visit. Many people are regretting even booking the flights, because if Trump is making things harder like that for them. I have a video of Trump, the full interview of Trump, and whichever Trump is talking, I don't know if Trump is old. I don't talk about Trump being a dictator. I don't know, but tell me, do you feel like Trump is a dictator in any way? This is Global Tales. Subscribe below and tell me in the comment section, do you feel like Trump is being a dictator to Americans? Is he making things too hard for you, willingly or intentional, or just doing things out of control?
A year ago, we were a dead country, and now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Are you concerned about the delays at airports, and how do you see the shutdown ending?
Oh, sure. I mean, they're all Democrat delays. There are delays at the airport. That's standard. And again, this is something that every day we put forth a bill. It's just a continuation. It's a very simple thing to sign and very simple to do. And I really think that these are people that I think they have nothing to lose. They have a party that's out of control. They have no leader. Nobody knows who the leader is. I look at people with very low IQs like Crockett, this woman Crockett. I never met her, but she's a low IQ individual. I look at AOC talking about how if they want to negotiate, they can come to my office. She's not in that position to do that. And who the hell is she to say that? And then I watch Nancy Pelosi not knowing what to do. I watch their leadership. Look, Schumer is petrified of primary because he's not going to win probably against anybody in a primary. You know, Schumer did the right thing, but he handled it badly originally a year ago. He did probably the right thing, but he handled it badly. I think Schumer is incapable of making a deal. They are a mess. They're a party that has no leadership. They have, and they have no policy. You know, I think we have great leadership, but we also have great policy. We have strong borders. We have no men and women's sports. Basic things. We're not going to take your child away and change the sex of your child. We're not going to do things like that. What they're doing to the country is so incredible. And they got away with it with all their woke crap, and now it's stopped. And we have a country that's based on common sense and strength and intelligence. I mean, we have the United States of America, and I say it all the time. Other leaders have told me this. Mark hasn't yet, but I think he would. A year ago, we were a dead country, and now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. Maybe Canada. I'll give Canada, but because I do like Canada.
Sooner or later, America won't have any tourists in the country, because if there is an issue with traveling to America, maybe to travel to other countries outside the countries, tell me how will there be a space for planes to land when somebody is trying to go to America? I don't think so, because America is now being crushed there. Transport. Let's not talk about vehicle transport or somebody's own car transport. Let's talk about airline. American airline is now being shut down because of everything that Trump is giving out. Have you come to think of it that Trump is being a dictator to everybody in America? Trump is not controlling America. I asked in another video some days back, between Republicans and Democrats, who controls America? Or America is controlled by the Republicans, Democrats, or people who have money in America?
I have multiple flights coming up, but I am absolutely willing to have myself be inconvenienced for the greater good of people. Airlines not only transport people that are alive, but they also transport deceased people, and they also transport packages. Again, when we're talking about this administration specifically, we as a class of people who are not in the 1% need to figure out ways to align. And one of those ways is to hit them in the pocket. The airline industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And right now, with this current government shutdown, TSA agents, air traffic control people have the ball in their court to make really impactful change. And I've had people in my comments saying, oh, they've threatened to terminate them. Can they terminate everybody at the airport? Can they terminate every TSA agent at a major international airport? Can they terminate every air traffic control person at a major international airport? No, because the reality is when it's time to get people hired again, that's going to take more time and more money, meaning more delays and more money lost. Now, obviously, I'm not an air traffic control person or a TSA agent. But again, the airport closest to me, which is National Reagan DCA Airport, I would absolutely be 10 toes down behind them and figuring out ways.
Because are they thinking of you who are not able to live like them? Are they thinking of somebody who is out there striving to make a living for just one day meal? Today in America, eating three meals a day is a luxury. Today, buying a house in America is a luxury. And now, in case things are now becoming hard for you to travel from America to another country, you won't be able to, because there's no airline working in America anymore. They're shutting them down. Everything is getting out of control. That's just like that. Easy. I don't know if it's easy or it's somebody is taking part in it. Americans, it's high time. I don't know what you'll do. I don't know if you'll fight. I don't know if you'll fight. I don't know if you will protest. I don't know. I don't understand. But if you protest, you may lose your own job. You might lose your own job. You might lose your own job. So pray to God that He comes and deliver you from that bondage of Trump's hand. I have here the last clip. I'll come back and comment on them. Meanwhile, prepare your thoughts. Well, I'll come back when you hear my thoughts. Also, comment below and tell me, do you feel like or do you think that Trump is being a dictator today?
We heard about it, and that's why we came 3 hours early.
I do hope they get this stupid shutdown figured out quickly.
I'm a little concerned, but I keep the faith.
Well, the airport is busy today, and flights are taking off with minimal cancellations and delays. That despite that ground delay that was in effect here at O'Hare yesterday from 6 to 11 p.m. when planes were held back because of staffing shortages in the control center. Air traffic controllers calling in sick. But again, air traffic here does not appear to be impacted today, although word of ground stops in cities from Chicago to Nashville to Houston does have passengers concerned.
I really think that we really need to have our government open and respect and be sure that these really trained professionals are given the pay that they need to do to take care.
There's not enough air traffic controller in America, so In that case, they will have to cancel the flights. Imagine you have booked for a flight and then you're supposed to check in 2 hours earlier for you to be checked in and everything to be settled. But now you check in 2 hours earlier and then you get served 4 hours later. Do you get me? You check in 2 hours earlier before your flight, and then they serve you 4 hours later. You're waiting for the same flight that you booked 4 hours ago. Now it's 4 hours was still in the airport. You're not being served. So the plane might take off in maybe the next 8 hours, or maybe you want to travel.
Planes are taking off and landing with no air traffic controllers. Let that sink in. So on Monday, multiple airports in America reported shortages of air traffic controllers due to the government shutdown. Hollywood Burbank Airport in California, Denver International, and Newark Liberty in New Jersey, they all had delays due to having a shortage of air traffic controllers. Oh, but that ain't the wildest part. At Hollywood Burbank Airport, from 4:15 p.m. to 10 p.m., they had 0 air traffic controllers. None. And the planes were still moving. Pilots were literally talking to each other. Hey, you good? That's not how it's supposed to work. And it's not just a one-off. So the Department of Transportation says about 11,000 of their employees, about a quarter of their workforce, could be furloughed under the contingency plan. And while 13,000 air traffic controllers are expected to keep working, they will not be paid. So explain to me how the safety of Americans on these planes are supposed to be guaranteed when the air traffic controllers are forced to come to work and aren't getting paid. You don't know how long the shutdown is going to happen, and Trump is even talking about not paying employees any back pay. This is where we are because Republicans won't negotiate.
So, American economy is becoming beyond control, beyond sustainable, beyond everyone can't control it anymore, and that's how it's going to lead some of air hostesses, people who are working in the airport, pilots, to lose the job. They'll be laid off because now tell me, if you're not working and you are in airplane, and this thing might take even weeks. So if you're planning to travel before today, you can't travel. Maybe you might travel again maybe in the next 2 weeks. That's around 21st October. American economy is just beyond control, and it's going to get even worse. I don't want to hear that they are laying off the pilots. I don't want to hear that because, damn, somebody who has been learning for years to be good. Hey, God damn it. I don't know how it will be, but I don't want to hear that they are laying off their pilots because it will be so embarrassing, devastating, frustrating. Somebody must even get into depression because learning for you to be a pilot, you have to learn for years, and then being laid off today, I don't feel like it would be a good idea for anybody who lives in America today.
They announced Chicago O'Hare Airport, all flights will be canceled. They don't have enough crew for the air traffic controller. We're seeing this in California, Nashville, Chicago. It's spreading fast. It might just become a nightmare to travel for the next couple of weeks, if not longer, as long as the lockdown, or I should say shutdown of the government continues. These people, even though they would get, back pay, don't want to be working working without a paycheck. I wouldn't want to work without a paycheck. If there's a way to make money immediately, and you can do that by not being there at a job that they're telling you you're going to have to wait to get paid, I personally would go do the other job that would pay me right away. But that would be me. I don't know that anybody's situation or what's going on there, if they just don't want to work, or they don't want to wait for back pay, or they have something better going on. Needless to say, traveling is going to get really, really hectic in the next couple of weeks.
This is Global Hotel. Subscribe, share, leave a comment in the comment section. I love you and may God bless you. May God open the way for American people. May God open your way, because any human being willing to wish anything to happen to them like this, it's difficult, devastating, but I hope everything will be okay. I love you and may God bless you, and peace. Billy, and I'm out.